Welcome to 5 Minute Friday, everybody, where we share our best tips and tricks to help you get just a little bit better every week. And this week we were talking about if it's wrong, turn back.
There was something I noticed when we were talking to Dr. Bottling that just really sank in and came home to me. And it's something that happens so many times in organizations.
Yeah.
But I see it happening in construction at large as it pertains to our hard hat safety.
Okay.
So Dr. Bottling demonstrated through research that rotational impact is more harmful than this like straight line impact that we test for.
Like a hammer falling on your head.
Right.
That sort of thing with a hard hat, yeah.
The thing you always see, you see the watermelon. You see the watermelon with the hard hat on, the watermelon without the hard hat on. You drop a bolt down a PVC pipe and the damage that's done is traumatic, and you know, you're like, man, I'm going to wear a hard hat. But then how does it help you when you fall? So slip, trips, and falls are a huge hazard. A lot of injury happens because of them. And when those happen, usually the head injury that is incurred is a rotational force. Mm-hmm. If you want to learn more about that, go back and reference Dr. Bottling's episode.
That episode's amazing.
That episode was absolutely amazing. And I really enjoyed talking to him and even listening to it a second time to reabsorb.
Our dad came in and was like, that was amazing. That was really cool.
That's when we know we hit.
Yeah,
that's when we know we did good.
When dad comes in and he's like, that was a good one. We're like, all right, yes.
All right, cool.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
So I learned something in that, though, and that's, we were talking about how everybody's implementing the safety helmet now. Mm-hmm. And so you see that a lot. It's like a climber style helmet that's supposed to be a type 2 and has the chin strap.
Yep.
And we found that the safety helmet, air quote safety helmets that we had purchased to be able to get on a site that made that a mandate was a type 1. And we didn't even know. Like we were just in being a novice.
I went in and looked at it afterwards.
It's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I went in there to look at it and I went, oh.
So another back reference, if you've seen the one where we're like dropping a hammer on a hard hat.
On the orange hard hat.
Yeah, so
that's type 1.
What were we doing? Immediately testing for some sort of linear impact with a hammer, which obviously happens all the time. You get hit in the head with a 20-pound sledge in a direct line.
I mean, at least once a week.
At least once a week. But that was a type 1.
Right.
What does that mean? That means that, basically there wasn't a layer of styrofoam around the edges to guard from like a side impact. So the type 2 does. Big point. We're seeing large general contractors shift to the safety helmet in a, I think, good-hearted reaction to try to make their teams more safe on site.
Yep.
And we have chosen to mandate this, and it's even costing some more money. But in the research that Dr. Bottling was presenting, they were actually less safe. And so the moral of the story is that perhaps we need to take another look and turn back, because we were actually safer how we were.
Yeah.
And people are doing this, I believe, because they want to look good.
Yeah.
And my call is no matter how far you've taken the wrong road, turn back. It's that old proverb. There's a lot of money invested right now. And this isn't like, hey, go buy this specific kind of hard hat. This is just simply acknowledge the fact that the type 2 with the thinner liner around the edges and thinner liner on top is actually protecting you less than that good old type 1 that had a little bit of a, space in the dome. Mm-hmm. And though it is protecting you with side impact, it's not protecting you from anything rotational. And because it's a little bit thinner, you're actually less protected. I just think that this is like very exposing to the way we make decisions, because we make decisions trying to look good many times instead of be good. Mm-hmm. And when you make decisions to try to look good, and then that decision kind of unravels on you, like I just want people to be aware of it and encourage you, Don't tuck that research back in under the rug just because it's uncomfortable because you spent a lot of money and told a lot of people this was going to be awesome, and you don't want to have egg on your face and turn back. If it's not keeping people safer, then you need to acknowledge that, and we need to go back to square one.
We need to start asking more questions. Yeah.
Go test the research.
More questions now than ever to figure out what is right for your people. And I Dr. Bottling does a great job of laying that all out there, but there's just a ton of research out on this too. So, I mean, definitely a call to go out and do the research for yourself. Ask people who know. But there's no shame in turning back, especially when it comes to safety of your people.
Yes.
Because what is super interesting to me is that, we bought a helmet assuming that was going to keep us safer. But the reality of that specific thing is that it wasn't actually. And honestly, will do more damage than just the regular old hard hat that we have had. That was an eye-opening moment. Like when I flipped it over and I looked inside and it says Type 1, that was an eye-opening moment. But you know what's happening is that you put that helmet on and you walk out on site, what safety officer, they're going to look at you and they're going to go, yeah, compliant. They're wearing Type 2. No, we need to do more research than that.
No, just because it's climber style and has a chin strap does not make it a Type 2.
That doesn't. It's really an interesting thing that we have to kind of unearth. But point taken of like, don't be ashamed or don't fear the egg on your face. Do the right thing. People respect that far more than you just going along with it.
I'm going to try to be very brief here, but I'm going to say this happens in all of leadership.
Yeah.
And when you make a leadership decision, and then you uncover truths later that make you understand in a new way that was a poor decision.
Yeah.
Correct. Have the humility to correct and do it fast. Because the faster you do it, the less damage will be inflicted.
Yep.
So correct quickly when you see something that needs to be corrected.
Yep.
I'll stop there.
Okay, well, that's some good food for thought there, man. Appreciate that. So, guys, with all of that said, if you have any questions, if you would like us to answer something on the podcast, please reach out to us at 512-THE-BROS, 512-THE-BROS. You can leave a voicemail there, leave your name. You might actually appear on one of our 5-Minute Fridays. So, yeah, go build something awesome this week.